Nigeria's technology ecosystem has been experiencing a remarkable transformation, with the country emerging as a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship. The rapid growth of the tech sector has captured the attention of both local and global investors, who are increasingly recognizing the immense potential the Nigeria tech ecosystem holds. At the heart of this transformation lies a concerted effort by Nigerian government to create an enabling environment for the tech industry to thrive through the implementation of various policies and initiatives of government, and also, of course, from the private end. I'm being joined by Managing Associate Duale Ovia and Alex Adedikpe. It's a law firm. She's Simisola Eyisomi. Thank you so much. It's good to have you on the program.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
Yes, I think we should start with the current state of Nigeria's tech ecosystem. What do you make of that, and what are the investment opportunities you see?
Okay, thank you very much. Indeed, the Nigerian tech ecosystem is a growing sector, and over the years it has evolved to emerge as one of the top ecosystems we have in Africa today. Indeed, the tech ecosystem in Nigeria plays a very pivotal role in the country's economy. And then, given the strides that has been made today in that sector in regards to digital banking, payment systems, innovative applications, policies, and the regulations, that have also been introduced to address all of these issues, indeed, the Nigerian tech sector has become a very, very major driver for innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. And part of the investment opportunities that are all the policies and the innovations that have evolved over the years to address it has been innovations in terms of regulations, in terms of legislations. And in this regard, we're going to be taking the firm, Duale Ovia and Alex Adedikpe, is organizing an event that will take a deep dive into Nigeria's tech ecosystem, which would provide a platform for stakeholders to discuss and analyze the current state of the Nigerian tech economy in this regard. The theme for the event is the Nigerian tech ecosystem, policies, investments, and global trade. And we have put together major stakeholders in that sector that will look at the opportunities, the investments, opportunities, would have case studies of investors, investees, tech entrepreneurs, and innovators across board who have raised funds successfully. We'll look at the challenges, we'll look at the opportunities that they face in this regard. And to also give some context and speak to the primary theme of the event. We're having as a keynote speaker at the event, Mr. Kiari Buka, who is the current chairman of Aka Payment. His record, his experience, his footprint in that sector speaks for itself. He's one of the people that was very instrumental to the introduction of Visa card to the Nigerian payment ecosystem, and to also provide further context to what we're looking at to achieve at the event. We're going to also be having, in addition to an address from him, a fireside chat, where he'll be interviewed by Mr. Odiri on the topic of fostering innovation, investment through enabling policies, viable business, and the economic environment. And so this and many more is what we look to explore at the event that we're planning to provide a platform for all of this.
Now, let me ask you how this can catalyze collaboration and, of course, innovation, because all we need to get at the end of the day is growth and stability in this sector. Well, how do you think gatherings like this can help impact that?
Gatherings like this can help because it would be an opportunity for tech startups, investors, investees, SMEs to come together. And they're not just coming together to have conversations about the system alone, but they would also look at how to unlock investments in this place, taking advantage of the current policies that we have, the reforms that we have or that have been introduced by this new administration, the extant regulations that we have in that space, and bearing in mind the crop of speakers that we're putting together for this event, that people and individuals that they've been in the market for a while. They understand what the language is. They understand they understand the challenges. They've also been very instrumental in some of the policies and some of the regulations that we currently have. The likes of Tosin Enyolorun, that was the founder of MoneyPoint. We're also going to be having the Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology in Lagos State. That's the Honorable Commissioner Olatunbo Sualake. We're going to be having the likes of Adesuwa Okumbo Rhodes, who's a PE investor with viable investment in companies and entities currently in the market. We have the likes of Nkola Ino, who's the founding partner of Ventures Capital. We also have the likes of Femi Ogunjimi. These are experts and renowned investors in that space. They're going to be sharing with us as well, what experience has been like and how they were able to successfully overcome this. And also looking at the current policies that have been introduced, regulations. Take, for instance, the Startup Act, the provisions there, how it can help catalyze investments. We'll be looking at the incentives that this offers. We're also going to be looking at considering the strategic plan that was released last year by the current Minister for Communications, Innovation, and Digital.
Technology.
Under Dr. Bosun Tijani, and how that would help catalyze investment and then hopefully the reforms that are also expected on the market in the coming years.
For me, I think we're yet to take real advantage of the positives in the tech space, even the venture capital thing and all, and the Startup Act, which you mentioned. How well are we taking advantage of it? And do you think this gathering can help interested tech enthusiasts, how they can take advantage of all of this? Why are we not doing well? So taking advantage of that?
Well, that's the essence. Many people are not as much as the Startup Act has come to stay, and you would expect that a lot of people are familiar with it already. But we realize that many people haven't really taken time to dissect the opportunities that it offers, the advantages that it offers. And that's why at the event, which is coming up this Thursday, the 2nd of May at 9 o'clock at Ebony Life, we're putting together moderators, active players of the market, stakeholders, people that, they've put the test, they've put the act, they've put the legislation, to test. They've taken advantage of some of the fiscal incentive that it offers. And, they would also highlight the challenges they had implementing some of the provisions that the Act seeks or hopes to address in the long term. And that's why, the panel sessions would speak to all of this and many more.
I hope this is not going to be, I would ask that question as a journalist, it would be a talk shop, because many would say we like to talk in Nigeria. How well are we taking suggestions, recommendations at gatherings like this seriously, and also pushing to government? Because, of course, the private sector has an important role to play in the tech ecosystem as a whole. So how are we making sure that it doesn't end talking, we move it further than that?
In truth, this is like the third edition of the event. The first was in 2018. The second was in 2019. And COVID happened. And then this is the third edition we are having. And I can tell you that the feedback we had from the previous editions and speaks to the fact that people didn't just come and talk. It was an opportunity to network. It was an opportunity to bring investees and investors in the same room. And I understand that we have, businesses and opportunities that sprung forth from the previous editions that we've had. And more so, one of the panel sessions we are having this time around speaks to the topic of it actually is Show Me the Money. And in that session, we're going to be bringing together the likes of angel investor Olumide Shoyombo. We're going to be bringing together Yamo Morogbe, who is the CEO and co-founder of Bamboo. We're going to be bringing together a partner at Briga, who is Tosifani Rodada. We're also going to be bringing together the likes of Oloyisom, We Capital, as well as the CEO of Reliance Health, Dr. Femi Kuti. These are individuals that have practical experience. They have successfully raised money. They are successful investors in startups and corporate entities that are standing and are still existing as we speak today. So they have the practical experience. They've been there. They've walked the shoes. They have the stories to tell. And for those that will be in the room on that day, which we're looking at entrepreneurs, we're looking at startups, we're looking at government officials, we're looking at regulatory authorities sending the representatives, the NCC, the FCCPC. It's going to be a room where we believe that at the end of the conversations that will be held on that day, there will be clear as in challenges and reforms, will definitely spring forth from the conversation we're expecting to have.
Well, let me say finally, reforms are on, like you've identified, and through the likes of the ministry headed by Dr. Bosun Tijani, and of course, the likes of NIDA and other agencies of government. So are you also in tune with that? What more do you think, or more support do you think private guys will need to, take advantage of this sector from government? What more support, what sort of support do you think will still be needed?
Okay, that's why in choosing this year's theme, which is the Nigerian tech ecosystem, policies, investments, and global trade. We're very particular about the topic because it speaks to all that you just mentioned. We're going to be looking at the system holistically. We're going to be looking at past policies, current policies, and likely reforms, that would address all of this. That's why we have the likes of the Honorable Commissioner that will be coming from Lagos State. We're going to be having representatives that are going to tell representatives of regulatory authorities that are going to tell that side of the story, that perspective, their expectations when applications are made to them. We're going to be looking at investment in terms of the fact that indeed we believe that there's still many investment opportunities in Nigeria. We have investors that are willing to invest. And so at times, part of the challenges that have been heard or expressed is the fact that there seems to be a large gap between opportunities for investment and then the availability of funds. So at the event that is holding this Thursday, 2nd of May, at Ebony Life, we're going to be looking to bridge that gap in particular, bearing in mind also the fact that so many changes, so many policies are ongoing in the financial sector, CBN policies, not just that, recent CBN policies to stabilize forex, how that affects or how is affecting investors vis-a-vis, other policies that have been introduced over the years, and then provide practical insight for entrepreneurs to access funds. So we believe that at the event, this Thursday, 2nd of May, is going to be roundtable conversations as to the way forward in the Nigerian tech ecosystem. All
right, I must thank you so much, Simisola Eyinsanmi. She's Managing Associate, Duale Ovia, and Alex Adedikpe. Nice talking to you and wish you a great event. We'll follow up with that. Thank you so much. I enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much as well. Have a wonderful day.
All right.